NFL Week 2. Week 1 was an interesting week, let's say like that. I'm gonna get into a little bit of a recap when I actually talk about individual teams. My score was alright, but I think I can do better in the upcoming season. So let's see. We had a bunch of surprises here, and I'm gonna get into those real quick, but let's just start up with the first game of week 2. We have the Ravens and the Bengals. Now, Ravens, they put it on the Bills last week. I mean, that was brutal. Something lit a fire under Joe Flacco. Like I said, they brought Lamar Jackson, they brought Robert Griffin in, and Flacco is playing like he did in like 2012 when they won the Super Bowl. So I actually got them beating the Bengals, even though the Bengals performed well. They beat up Andrew Luck. I didn't think they would. I thought Andrew Luck was going to win it, but that's the Colts. You know, a great quarterback can only do so much, and if your team is bad enough, you still lose to the Bengals. So yeah, I got the Ravens over the Bengals, so this is going to be a close game. Next one, we have the Panthers and the Falcons. Now, Panthers managed to actually defeat the Cowboys, as I said. Falcons lost to the Eagles. That was a bad game on Thursday night. That was hopefully not a sign for things to come this season. That was a boring game to open that season, but I'm still believing that the Falcons can do it against the Panthers, but this is going to be an important game too. Because if the Panthers can go 2-0 and Falcons go down 0-2, that's a big one for that division. So I got the Falcons there, but we'll see what happens. The Colts and the Redskins. Now, I'm going to pick the Redskins just because of how it looked last week. Redskins easily took it, and the Colts, man, give that man some support. I mean, bad team, great quarterback. I'm still going with the Redskins. The Texans and the Titans. I'm giving this to the Texans. They did kind of well against the Patriots, but I expected the Patriots defense to come out a lot worse. They really played their asses off. They really played really well. Got the Texans over the Titans. Titans are plagued by injuries already, so Deshaun Watson is gonna turn it around. Eagles and the Buccaneers. Now, I don't know what happened with the Bucks. The game against the Saints was probably the game of the season right there in week 1. And here's a bold prediction for everyone who wants to check back on this later. Ryan Fitzpatrick will start more than 3 games this season. He might start the majority of games if he continues playing like that, even if Jameis comes back. Because we know that Jameis is on thin ice in Tampa Bay, and if Ryan Fitzpatrick plays like this and starts winning these divisional games against the Saints and maybe beats the Falcons and Panthers, he might have that job when all is said and done. Still picking the Eagles. They're Super Bowl champions. They beat the Falcons with Nick Foles once again. So they still the best team in the league. And they're beating the Buccaneers. But, I mean, if nothing else, then this would be the surprise of the week if the Buccaneers could do it again. Chiefs and the Steelers. Now, man, Steelers. Man, that was embarrassing what you did there. You drew a game against the Browns in overtime. Don't do that again. I still got you to win this game against the Chiefs. And the Chiefs actually have an explosive offense. Steelers defense needs to play better. If they're giving that much to the Browns, they need to be on their toes against the Chiefs, because that offense is 3 levels above that of Cleveland. Still picking the Steelers. I'm still trusting their coaching, still trusting their offensive talent to get it done, but they need to step it up. Dolphins and the Jets. Now, I'll take the Jets. I'll take the Jets because I like them better. The Dolphins are kind of in the middle of nowhere right now, and the Jets should edge this one out. So, Jets over the Dolphins. Chargers at Bills. Easy pick. Chargers are going to win it. Now, I said easy last time when I picked the Saints, I know, but the Bills are the worst team in the NFL. It seems like. If it's not the Browns, then it's the Bills. And the Browns just threw the Steelers. So it's probably the Bills. Josh Allen might start. I'm totally on. They subbed him in after like 3 quarters. Because that's just how bad Nathan Peterman is once again. Like I said in that last video too. I don't think he's going to last very long. Chargers are going to take this. I have no doubt. Vikings and the Packers. Now, Vikings, they won a close one against the Niners last week. They look pretty good on offense for the most part. scored enough points. It was a close game. I'll get to talking about Garoppolo and Cousins when we get to the 49ers, but I have the Vikings also beat the Packers. Now, Packers just edged it out against the Bears, and Khalil Mack was a monster. But I said exactly what I said last week was it's Aaron Rodgers versus Trubisky. That's the matchup, and Aaron Rodgers wins that matchup. It was closer than I thought it was, but I also said it might be close. Rodgers did it. Somehow he overcame the worst team. He did what Andrew Luck wasn't capable of doing, and he beat the better started Bears, except for the quarterback position, and that's what counted in this one. That's the difference. Vikings over Packers, though. The Browns and Saints. Record-wise, the Browns are better. The Browns have a better record than the Saints right now. Keep that on record. But I have the Saints. I have to have the Saints. It's Drew Brees. It's Alvin Kamara. I have a video on Alvin Kamara coming up, hopefully the near future, because he's the first non-quarterback that I want to analyze on this channel, because that guy really impresses me. But yeah, Saints are beating the Browns. At least I would think so. But you know what? The most dangerous dog is the one that's cornered. So see what the Browns can do. I got the Saints. Lions and the 49ers. Now, the game between the Vikings and the 49ers, I watched it twice. Now, I watched it live, and I looked at Jimmy Garoppolo snaps and Kirk Cousins' snaps once again the day after. What this game taught me is that Garoppolo is probably better than Kirk Cousins. His receivers are a lot worse. He had over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns just dropped in that game. And the 49ers could have won that easily. They gave away 21 points among drops and fumbling on the one. So I got the 49ers to beat the Lions anyway. I think they're a better team. I think Garoppolo is every step of the way as good as Matthew Stafford. And the 49ers are probably going to win this. They showed some good flashes. DeForest Buckner is an absolute monster. Apparently got 2.5 sacks against the Vikings. So he seems to be really hitting his peak, which is nice to see. They still won't have Reuben Foster back, but Fred Warner played a good game. So I'm assuming that he can continue to do that. 49ers over the Lions. Cardinals at the Rams. Divisional game. Rams are taking it. They're just more ready. They're better at almost every position. They're more ready to do it. Rams are winning this game. Patriots and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Rematch of last season's AFC title game. And I'm predicting the same result. I've got the Patriots to win it. Typically, the Patriots start off a season weaker than they end it. Typically, September is their worst month. And the defense typically plays the worst. But they came out playing against the Texans. They got sacks. They played nice. They covered well. And they didn't allow Deshaun Watson to pull off his game. So I got the Patriots. They still are the best coach team in the league. And one of the best quarterback teams in the league. So Patriots are beating the Jaguars. Excited to see Jalen Ramsey take on Gronk, though. I kind of want to see him back up what he's been saying all off season. So that's going to be a great matchup. Raiders at the Broncos. Broncos just managed to edge it out over the Seahawks, and they're going to beat the Oakland Raiders. I'm pretty confident. Case Keenum had a good showing. And Von Miller and that Denver pass rush is nasty. So they are beating the Raiders. Giants at the Cowboys. I'm going to go with the Giants. Another divisional game. Like I said, I'm not as high on the Cowboys as a lot of people are. And the Giants' offense is incredibly talented. Aside from mediocre Eli Manning, they have Saquon, they have Odell Beckham. Giants are going to beat the Cowboys in Dallas, in my opinion. And finally, got the Seahawks and the Bears. Now, this one I've been thinking about quite a bit. I could bring up the same argument as I did last time. We got Russell Wilson versus Mitch Trubisky. But the thing is that Russell Wilson is 90%, maybe 80 to 90% of Aaron Rodgers, but not Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers beat those Bears by a point. By 1 point. So, Russell Wilson, I'm going to say the Bears take it. I'm going to say they're going to play great defense. They're going to lock them up. And the Seattle offense is kind of mediocre looking. I don't like their team very much this season, aside from Russell Wilson. Doug Baldwin did absolutely nothing. And they still need to figure out the running back offensive line situation to get that done consistently, and I don't think they can handle the Bears front. The linebackers, the pass rush of the Bears, really strong this year. They almost beat Green Bay, and they're going to beat Seattle. So there you go. That is my predictions for week 2 of the NFL. If you have any differing opinions, let me know in the comments. I'll be glad to engage in any discussion. Also, if you want to go check out some of my player analysis that I have done, I mentioned that Alvin Kamara's coming up. I covered Jimmy Garoppolo. I covered the Jets, Sam Darnold, and some other interesting videos that you can find on my channel. So go check those out if you're into the football stuff and the stuff that's behind the football a little bit, or beyond football for that matter. And thank you for watching this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and leave a subscription to my channel as well. Weekly update, of course. I'm doing predictions all week. And feel free to play against me too, and see if you can beat my record. At the present moment, it doesn't seem to be too hard, but I hope I'm getting better as we go along. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.